Gardens in England is a link page for any garden, botanical garden, arboretum or pinetum open to the public in England. The National Gardens Scheme also opens many small, interesting, private gardens to the public on 1 or 2 days a year for charity. National list of sites on the National Register of Historic Parks and Gardens. Bedfordshire, Whipsnade Tree Cathedral, Rest Park Gardens, Berkshire, Caversham Court, Deanery Garden, Folly Farm, Sulhamstead, Forbury Gardens, Frogmore, Harris Garden, Welford Park, Buckinghamshire, Ascot, Cliveden, the Manor House, Bledlow, Stowe Landscape Garden, Waddesdon, West Wickham Park, Cambridgeshire, Anglesey Abbey, Cambridge University Botanic Garden, Christ's College, Cambridge, Cheshire, Jodrell Bank Arboretum, Ness Botanic Gardens, Tatton Park National Trust, Cornwall, Gardens in Cornwall, Anthony House, Anthony, Carehays, Carglew, Chiverton, Cotehill, Eden Project, Glendergan, Mornan Smith, Ince-Castle, Lamelin, Lanhydrock House, Lanhydrock, Longcross Victorian Gardens near Port Isaac, Lost Gardens of Halligan, Mary Newman's Cottage, Saltash, Morab Gardens, Penzance, Pencarrow, near Aigle-Charlet, Pangeric Garden, Budok, Pine Lodge, Probus Gardens, Probus, St Michael's Mount, Treba, Trelisic Garden, Tremere near St Judy, Trengwainton Garden, Madron, Trerris, near Newland East, Tresco Abbey Gardens, Isles of Scilly, Trewithen, near Probus, Cumbria, Holhead Gardens, Holker Hall, Levens Hall, Derbyshire, Chatsworth, Dunge Valley Hidden Garden, Devon, Bicton Park, Castle Drogo, Colton Fishacre, Escott Park, the Garden House at Buckland Monacorum, Holbrook Garden, near Tiverton, Killerton, Nightshades, Marwood Hill, Plant World, Rosemore Garden, Royal Horticultural Society, Tapley Park Gardens, Winsford Walled Garden, Dorset, Abbotsbury Subtropical Gardens, Bennett's Water Gardens, Chiswell Walled Garden, Compton Acres, Eastern Gardens, Knoll Gardens, Mapperton, Minturn Gardens, North Gardens, Thomas Hardy's Cottage, Victoria Gardens, Weymouth Peace Garden, East Riding of Yorkshire, Burnby Hall Gardens, East Sussex, Bateman's, Charleston Manor, Great Dixter, Merriman's, Sheffield Park, Essex Gardens in Essex, Gibbard Garden, Gloucestershire, Barnsley House, Hidcote Manor Garden, Kiftsgate Court Gardens, Alpen, Seasoncote, Westbury Court, Westonbert Arboretum, Greater London, Capel Manor College, London Borough of Enfield, Chelsea Physic Garden, Chiswick House, Hall Place and Gardens, London Borough of Bexley, Hampton Court, The Hill Garden and Pergola, London Borough of Camden, Kenwood, Kew Gardens, also listed under Surrey below. Greater Manchester, Fletcher Moss Botanical Garden, Hampshire, Exbury Gardens, Furzier Gardens, Hinton Ampner, Longstock Park, Mottisfont Abbey, Sir Harold Hillier Gardens, Staunton Country Park, The Vine, West Greenhouse, Hertfordshire, Bennington Lordship, Gardens of the Rose, Hatfield House, Isles of Scilly, Carrigdhu, Tresco, Kent, Bedgebury National Pinetum, Doddington Place Gardens, Emmett's Garden, Goodnestone Park, Great Comp Garden, near Borough Green, Groombridge Place, Hever Castle, Leeds Castle, Mowle Place, Mount Ephraim Gardens, near Faversham, Penshurst Place, Scotney Castle, Sissinghurst Garden, Yalding Organic Gardens, Lancashire, Avenham Park, Bank Hall Gardens, Gresgarth Hall, Rufford Old Hall, Merseyside, Hesketh Park, Southport, Sefton Park, Southport Botanic Gardens, Norfolk, East Ruston Old Vicarage, Fairhaven Gardens, Fogway Bottom, Mannington Gardens, Plantation Garden, North Yorkshire, Burnby Hall Gardens, Pocklington, The Forbidden Corner, Middleham, Harlow Carr Botanical Gardens, Royal Horticultural Society, Helmsley Walled Garden, Museum Gardens, York, Parsifal Hall Gardens, Skipton, Revo Terrace and Amp Temples, Helmsley National Trust, Thorpe Perrow Arboretum, Northamptonshire, Cottisbrick Hall, Northumberland, Belsay Hall, Cragside, Warlington, Northumberland, Oxfordshire, Blenheim Palace, Rousham House, University of Oxford Botanic Garden, Westwell Manor, Rutland, Barnsdale Gardens, Shropshire, Hodnet Hall, Wallerton Old Hall, Somerset, Barrington Court, Cothay Manor, Dunster Castle, East Lambrick Manor, Folly Farm, Somerset, Golden Manor Garden, Hadspen House, Hestercombe House, Prior Park Landscape Garden, the Walled Gardens of Cannington, South Yorkshire, Sheffield Botanical Gardens, Staffordshire, Biddulph Grange, Suffolk, Helmingham Hall, Somerleyton Hall, Surrey, Busbridge Lakes, Claremont, Hatchlands, Loseley Park, Painshill Park, Polesden Lacey, Ramster, Royal Botanic Gardens, Kew, also listed under Greater London above, Royal Horticultural Society Garden, Wisley, Savile Garden, Sutton Place, Titsey Place, Valley Gardens, The Van, Winkworth Arboretum, Sussex, see East Sussex and West Sussex, West Sussex, Board Hill Garden, High Beeches Gardens, Highdown Gardens, Leonardsley, Nymans, Royal Pavilion, St Mary's House, Stansted Park, Wakehurst Place, Wiltshire, Burwood House, The Courts Garden, Iford Manor, Laycock Abbey, Stowhead, Worcestershire, Bodenham Arboretum, The Leashouse, Yorkshire, see East Riding of Yorkshire, South Yorkshire and North Yorkshire, Isle of Wight, Ventnor Botanic Garden.